We want to build our homes using gold, silver, precious stones, and not straw, not wood. Because if we build with wood or straw, the house will not be able to withstand the storms of life. And today we are just going to look at a number of things that we can equate to gold, silver, and costly stones. Of course, we can decide how we want to build our families. We can use straw, we can use wood, we can use hay. But we know that if we do that, our homes, our houses, our families will not endure. And wood, straw, and hay probably represent things like if there is no trust in the family, if there's bitterness and anger, if there's frustration and betrayal, then those homes will not endure. So I want to look at a number of things. And one thing that we need to do is to have commitment. That you have a commitment to ensure that your home becomes the kind of home that God would want you to have. Commitment. And commitment involves actions and attitudes, the things we do. It means prioritizing family, making sure that your family is the most important thing in your life. Prioritizing family. It means making sacrifices that may be necessary. It means investing time and resources and energy in order to minister to your family. It means being present and doing the things together, creating good memories and experiences for members of the family, listening to one another and supporting one another. That you have that commitment. And that is important. We are told that there's a story of a man who went to heaven. And one of the angels was taking him on a tour. And he saw different types of residences. Maybe the equivalent of Mudhaiga and Karen, but also Madare. And those are the slums. And the fellow was wondering, what is my mansion going to be like? And eventually, he was led to a slum area. And was shown a shack. And was told, this is your place. And was shocked. He said, how come? How come other people have such beautiful homes? What about mine? And he was told, we can only build with the materials that you send when you are on earth. So I don't know what kind of materials you're sending so that a residence can be built for you in heaven. We are told about a character in the Bible who was committed to the welfare of his family. And that is the story of Job. The story of Job. We are told in Job chapter 1, verses 4 and 5. We are told that his sons used to take turns holding feasts in their homes. And they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a period of feasting had run its course, Job would send and have them purified. Early in the morning, he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking, perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. And this was Job's regular custom. And this is an example of a man who was committed to his family. Even when he did not know whether they had sinned or not, he offered sacrifices just in case they had done something that was not right. And that's what we need to do. Let's learn from Job's example. And men especially, this is a men's summit. is a wake-up call for us. Because it has been observed that in our society, far too many men move about without much purpose, mainly like ghost-like characters. They feel awkward in the home zone, so they stay away most of the time. They go home at 11 p.m. or midnight or later. When everybody else is asleep, they disturb everybody, or people have to wait for them. They have to leave for work the following morning. Sometimes the children never get to see them, never get to interact with them, and that is our society. And many men feel confused about their role in the family and the role that the family and the society expect them to play. But we don't have to feel lost and confused, because the Bible has given us a job description. And we have been told about the job description of men, husbands, fathers. We've been told that they are the priests, they are the prophets, they are the providers, they are the protectors. We have a job description, and you should ask yourself whether you are fulfilling that job description or not. Although the information we have been getting is not meant just to increase our knowledge. It is meant to transform our lives. That is the purpose of the summit that we have been having and all the sermons we have been listening to in the last few weeks. You know, children sometimes play games. And one of the games that is very popular is when the children are trying to act father and mother. Have you seen that? Yeah? The children love that game. They try to act out father and mother. And some kids were playing that game one time. And there are two dolls. One representing the father and the other one representing the mother. And the mother doll was so busy doing so many things. Washing clothes, taking care of the baby, cleaning the house, cooking, serving food, entertaining guests. The mother doll was so busy at home. But they could not identify one role that the father doll was supposed to play. They did not know. In fact, they took that doll and said, "What does this one do?" And they threw it under the table, because they could not think of what the father does. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of a father you are. Many men are idle. If you walk around our estates and in other places, most of the time, the people you will find doing nothing are men. Just idle. If you see ladies, they are walking somewhere, or walking from somewhere, or doing something. But you find men at 8 o'clock lying on the lawn, resting before they have done any work. That is laziness. If you rest before you have worked, that is laziness. But many men are like that in our society, just idle. A friend of mine, a colleague of mine, one time I saw him coming out of a place not far from here a number of times. I think I saw him twice, coming out of a building not far from here. Then I asked him, "What do you go to do there?" And he told me, "I go to listen to stories." In that place, there are men who come there day after day, and they sit all day, and they lament about their families. They just complain, telling miserable stories about the things that are happening in their homes. The day after day, just stories about the son, about the daughter, about the wife, and all the miserable things that are going on. And I wonder, is that the best way to spend time? Could those men be doing something more productive? Could they be taking action and doing something that will change the things that are happening in their families. I really wonder. Men are supposed to give direction. They're supposed to give direction to their families. They're supposed to give counsel. They should not be like a father whose son came up to him one day. The son came up to this father and he said, "Dad, I'm going away from home. I don't like what happens here. I am going to go to a place where I can do anything I want. I want to be happy. There are things that are happening here too boring. I want to get out of here. And nobody is going to stop me." And the father said, "Son, who is stopping you? Take me with you." Instead of providing some guidance and telling that young man what he needs to do, the dad said, "Take me with you." If there's a place like that, I also want to go there. So let's be committed to our families. Let's do what we can to ensure that our families are what they should be.